welcome back to the farm. My name's Roz, also known as Passion Flower, and you'll find me here each week talking about my farming and creative life. We've had some really crazy windy weather here lately, especially at night. It's been super loud. Sounds like a freight train's gonna push the house down, or a wave is gonna crash into the side of the house or something. It's been like just unbelievable. It has caused a lot of trees to come down. We've had people stopping on the sides of the roads because trees have come down all the way across, or a couple have gone across fences. And we've also had quite a lot of trees fall over across in our bush area as well. So we've been doing quite a bit of cleanup around that. I guess that's good. We've got some more wood for fires, but it also has resulted in having to do quite a bit of tidying up as well. On a previous episode, I've talked about reducing waste and what we do around the farm by providing food for our animals, and also how we made our own beeswax wraps. So a bit of an update on those. We have been using these all the time. As you can see, they're now very cracked and they've kind of lost their stiffness, and they don't quite grip onto the bowl or whatever, the way they were doing when I first made them. I've never used any that I've purchased from anyone else. I've only used these that I've made myself. So I'm not sure how others wear and what you would do to potentially make them last. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do this coming week is just re-dip these cloths in some fresh wax and see how they come out. See if we can kind of save them. If not, I'll just cut some new fabric and dip some new ones. But it'd be nice to not have to do that again with the whole waste thing. If we can continue to just re-dip these that we've used over and over, it would be fantastic to be able to do that and just use a tiny little bit more wax and keep going with them. The other area of the kitchen where we've noticed more waste is with sponges and dishcloths. They tend to get really dirty and stinky, and you try and wash them and they just don't perform the same way after you've washed them. So rather than continuing to buy and throw those away, we thought perhaps that I could try and knit some dishcloths and scrubbies. So I've been researching some patterns and I've bought some cotton. I grabbed 2 really big balls of Bendigo Woolen Mills cotton, a 4-ply in peacock and an 8-ply in peach. And I'm going to make some plain cloths. I'm going to make some more textured scrubbies in each of the plies and just try out and see what is going to work best for our needs. Just on 4 weeks ago now, I told you about the challenge that I was set of knitting a pair of knee socks, the unexpected project that I had. As a reminder, it was the gallium socks, and I knit it in a black yarn at the request of Kate from Unwind. Now, I really love knitting these. I finished them just a couple of days ago, so it took me just on 4 weeks. And they were a great knit. The yarn was beautifully soft. I enjoyed the pattern, but I am also really pleased that they're off the needles. I gave them to Kate at the Sit and Stitch this week just gone. She didn't try them on in store at the time. She wore them as a scarf. Hopefully they do fit her, and I'm really pleased with the result. I am thinking though that there must be something in the water, because so I had that request from Kate, which I was happy to do, and since then I've been asked to knit the scrubbies. My mum has asked me to knit a pair of socks for a friend of hers as a gift. She wants some bed socks. So I thought what I would do, I previously knit some bed socks for myself, these blue ones, out of Zilana Cozy, which is a possum alpaca merino nylon blend, and I love them for my bed socks. They're warm without being like really hot and sweaty, and they double as sort of slippers because they feel quite thick. It knits up really thick. So I've bought 2 balls of the Zilana Cozy. This is in the peppermint colorway, It's sort of a blue, greyish green. It's beautiful. So I'm going to pop those on the needle shortly, and that will be the gift for my mum to give to her friend. Also, we've been talking about getting a new couch. And conversation came up around, wouldn't it be really nice to have a hand knit blanket to snuggle up to while we're watching TV? And all eyes looked to me. And I thought, yeah, well, that's actually a really nice idea. We could make it sort of fit the house and be a nice sort of accent piece or something. Now the pattern that we've chosen is the colour block blanket. So it's textures and colours combined, which looks really cool, and I think it will be a really fun piece to have on the back of the couch when the couch is a fairly plain solid colour. So again, while I was at Unwind this week, I chose some colours, and they're sort of kind of the same colours as a standalone armchair that we have, which will stay to sort of tie in the new couch with what we already have. Hopefully it'll work. These are all Fibra Natura Sensational, and they're a 100% superwash merino wool. They come in 50 gram balls. So I've got, it's like a dark green and a sort of a light lime green. That's coming up quite purple, but it's actually more like a pinky purple. No, a purpley pink. A light pink. And I don't have enough hands. And a light blue. So they're the 5 colours that I've chosen. I'm not sure what order I'm going to put them in yet. There could be a little, that's not too bad, a little bit of experimenting on which order the colours will be and what textures each of the colours will be as well. It's going to be quite a project. I've never knit a blanket before, so that's something new for me to try. And I'm a little bit hesitant about knitting each of the blocks separately and then having to seam them up. I'm not a big fan of that. I think I might get to a point where I've knit all the blocks and then go, done. Don't want to really do that last bit of seaming up and having that big thing on my lap. But also having the whole thing on your lap all at once is probably too much to knit from, because it'll get really quite heavy. I've had a bit of a look around. I could potentially knit it in strips. So start with the colours and kind of knit down in strips that way and then connect the strips together. I'm also not sure about how to connect it. It just says to sew it together in the pattern, but it might actually look better to put a different colour and border it up a little bit. So still a lot to work through there, but I might put one of the colours on the needles and just try out one of the blocks and see how much yarn it uses and how it looks as a separate block before I make a decision on how I'm going to actually finish it off, because it will be a while before I finish it. So some fun new projects that will be coming up on the needles very shortly. Obviously I still have a lot of other works in progress that I've been putting aside. I'm working on a jumper and I've got some beanies and other socks, and all of those will get their turn. When you buy new yarn or you get a new idea or someone asks you to knit something, for me, I always get a little bit excited about that new project and I try and jump on it straight away while I have the excitement. So I'm sure here in the next few weeks you'll see some of the things coming along that I've just spoken about, but also hopefully some progress on some of my older things as well. Well, that's it for another week. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you're enjoying these videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you next week on the farm. Bye.